Welcome to this interview. Thank you so much for sharing your experience and your feedback with us about my free movement work.
Yeah.
Could you just say a few sentences about you?
So, I'm Li Hankuo. I'm 24 years old, Taiwanese dancer who just finished my study from Foshan University of Art. And yeah, I'm still in the place to trying to finding out where my career should be and to have also deeper self-understanding or exploration for finding my future in a way. Yeah.
Before we met, what was your situation in regard to this approach of creative movement and movement exploration in general? What were your challenges? What were you looking for?
I would start with, my body is more like urban dancers element, fancy with popping, locking things. Even though I'm not really trained by that, but somehow I really just like to do with that and to tune into the creative process. So a lot of like pretty much intensity from the body wise, and that also caused me a lot of injury in general. And I'm pretty sure in that moment I really treat myself well in that moment. Also the communication between me and my body doesn't happen. So I would say it was honestly it's pretty a mess, but somehow let's say unconsciously I still stay with it for multiple years until I met Torsten.
Because you love dancing, no?
Yeah, I love dancing so much, yes.
So when we started to work together, did you had any goals? What was it you wanted to reach?
So my goal was to finding out who am I moving, and who is a person who move in the space and trouble with myself. And I think that's kind of like also philosophical idea things, but yeah, mostly it's about self-exploration and understanding.
Did you say travel with yourself?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Had you had any research in that regard before? Was there, how were you connected with that before?
I would say, because I'm really a person enjoy a lot when I'm in one space and just do a lot of different research by myself. But in that moment, like I have a bit feeling like my toolbox is not that many. It's not really helping me. It's not really supporting me. So in a way, like I'm opening myself up for different experience to see also, I'm not a person from this culture. It's not from West. So also I want to see what is more happening in the world. So in a way, I think this is the thing I'm trying to regard is to be open for things might be different. Yeah.
And how did you get to know my work?
I was in the period, start with the Foshan University of Art, and we have this class led by Torsten. In that moment, I'm not really sure like what this class about.
That was the Alexander class, the regular Alexander
Exactly.
Training of the first and second year.
Exactly. And I found myself, I wasn't really much that knowing what's happening, but through the guiding. And
knowing what's happening
in the class, in the Alexander technique, and about the laying down, and until like the summer semester of the first year, I slowly found something different happening in my body. And in that moment, I started looking for like also be curious about what is this work about. And mostly, I think I will call the word I heard a lot in the class, unfoldingness. And I like it very much.
Unfolding?
Unfolding, yeah. It creates also most possibility after that.
Yeah, we also had the Corona in there.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We had to work through the
video. Online classes, online semester might not be really, really cool for everybody, but for the Torsten work, it still works somehow.
Somehow it worked.
Yeah.
Great, thank you. Why did you continue? Why did you choose to continue with this work and go deeper into the free movement and these processes?
I would say, like I say, about unfolding. Unfolding is open a layer of ourselves for discover different possibility, and then to be curious about what comes out from the unknown. So we don't really following some track or something, but it's just all about to be more somehow. And I think that's something fancy me, and that's also another reason why I will always love to continue this work. Yeah.
And did you have any doubts or challenges you had to overcome?
I do have some doubt from the beginning because I wasn't that sure, especially for the language aspect. And something might be going very deep. And in that moment, I wasn't that ready for that moment. But until I realized, okay, I can see where am I in the moment. And then all the doubts just disappear, because then I can just allow myself just be in the space and engage to the work without like too many things in the mind and just like overwhelmed by my own reflection. Yeah.
What would you say as a result of our collaboration? What did you achieve? What result did you achieve through our collaboration?
So I think the collaboration brings me into a very much to get to know more the body is, and also deep knowledge about the body awareness and how much freedom it could be. And I think that's the result so far I'm working on, and also to be free from all the pattern that we have before. It might not be that healthy, honestly, because that also caused me a lot of injury from my past experience. So that's why I mentioned it, because I think that's also a huge value of this work.
And what was your biggest experience of success in this regard?
So it was once that we were prepared to go to the Berlin Body Awareness Festival, and it was once
Body IQ Festival.
Body IQ Festival.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I finally know the name. Gosh. And then it was once like we were working with Torsten with free movement. And it turns out like my body went crazy, just being led by space and awareness, also nervous systems. I would just completely listen to it and surrender to it. And I didn't know how do I look like, but somehow we have a video record, and I found like, wow, I never see myself move like that before.
Oh, what were the qualities you saw new?
It's like the softness and the straightness, like we were just mentioned. And it was like, it's not really uncare the movement, it's like being fully responsible for the moment, for the space. And that is something I never saw myself was doing. And that was just a huge shock for myself as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why shock?
Because like, it's more like a surprise, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like between shock and surprise, like, wow, okay, that many possibilities is actually still there. And how much you still can discover. That's impressive.
How cool. So like a new language showing up.
Yeah, you can say so.
Your biggest discovery, what would that be?
So biggest discovery for me is like my body is not only just about muscle, for example. It's also we have bones, we have nervous systems, we have awareness systems. And all the things, they are actually connected together. So somehow if we are willing to open ourselves to see this layer, then we are also allow ourselves into the deeper layer of what ourself could be, like we also just say about it. And to be aware and to find something we thought before, and to find something that we are trying to hide into the pattern that we were doing. So a lot of the time, like we have a lot of like multiple patterns happening, and I think always like you always helping us to to lead us through those patterns and to see what is the free direction we can be free from. Yeah.
Your most beautiful memory?
Beautiful memory. I think it's kind of like crossing in the same thing. Yeah, but I would say like the moment of to realize that how much benefit come from the laying down process, and for example the side, the shape and aliveness, and it's also very much huge connecting the innermost part of the body, and to connect to such a deep part of yourself is also huge guiding for, I don't know how to, yeah, it's like you feels like a miracle when you discover that layer, like that layers of the body, and you can enjoy your body. And that is something I never really think of. I never really think about, wow, one day I can enjoy my body in this way. It's such a joyful and such a brightness process, I would say, yeah.
How did your work as a dancer or choreographer has changed because of this, our collaboration?
I think it's also about, I would say, how to be transparent. Because of you, in the way when you work in the process of this kind of deep insight process, and you cause a lot of, maybe you can call honesty, we can call responsibility, or we can also call you to be transparent for yourself and to being seen through. And it's a really great way to connect with the people, especially when you're working with people, because also everybody is different individual, and somehow you need to find a way to willing yourself to connect. And if you doesn't allow it happen, then it always, like my past experience, I will have a lot of struggle in between the person I'm working with, because maybe I have some idea and do I going to speak about it or not. But after the process, I work with you, and I found like I can just be there and be myself and natural and be transparent and just speak allow every idea comes out without just self-judgment, and also create kind of like interdependency in the group, and which I enjoyed.
What would you say is the difference if you would compare like between free movement and improvisation?
Improvisation, having always trying to impress someone, is always trying to provide something, but this is something a bit lost for, like, miss about to see yourself in this process. And are you dancing? Are you also enjoying the moment? I think that is a question that brings up from the free movement, because I was really having such a free space and comfortable space for creating really nice, for example, the rhythm of the body, or to go very specific observation for myself, like, and just back to the self-exploration. And that also create very extraordinary performative, which I also enjoy, because that also made me to connect to the moment. Where am I? That's always the question as an artist. And who am I and what am I doing and where it lead me to? So I'm just following the flow, and nothing is forcing, nothing is trying to show something, trying to express something. It's just allow everything happen naturally. And I think that's the main difference, I would say.
Is there any influence on your life?
Absolutely. Very huge influence there. I would say, especially through this exploration, and like also somehow we talk about the relationship between ourselves and also the body and different systems of the body. And I found like maybe I have the tendency trying to be independent from that point. And I found when I see through that things now, I'm not really enjoying that. And so I would say it's also changed me in a way that to create what is a healthy communication between myself and my body, also different systems, and how to collaborate and to create really nice and cozy, comfortable environment for myself in order to enjoy this process. Yeah.
How does it feel to be working with me?
I would say it's like it's absolutely crazy journey that we have been through.
Crazy journey.
Exactly. Because like sometimes we can be so much into like the body wise and also like be nerdy of the freedom, how much that can be. And just like very much like wow, crazily enjoy when we are like going through some, for example, you have such a sensitivity for the energy, and we can just enjoy energy together, and then we can know acknowledging what is happening in the space and just allow it to happen, or to find different direction to give another deeper approach. So I would say like it's lovely, always curiosity when I was meeting Torsten, and to also to be curious what comes up next, because it's pretty unpredictable, which means very organic as well. Yeah.
Who would you recommend this work, free movement work with me?
So I sincerely recommend all the people who work with the body. If you ever struggle with, you feel the energy of the body when you're moving become drained, or you ever have injury due to enjoying your body, I think you're always welcome and always being invited to get to know more this approach, because it's absolutely a main key, like to get to know more about yourself and also to find your own tool in this process. And this is also lead you into another well, how should I say, it's like to allow yourself to inspire yourself by what you're doing through this process. And so if any of you work with the body, then I would absolutely recommend you also through this process and to find different possibilities and to be free from the old pattern and to see the new thing comes to you and also become a new part of you as well.
What inspiration did you get as a choreographer from it?
So how to work with the body without let the dancer to enjoy themselves, and to find what is the thing we should be sensitive for, what should we actually explore in the moment, and what should we open a new page for. I think I would say nice way to open the curiosity for the choreographer's process. Yeah. That would be my answer.
Cool, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.